New Zealand are you based?
I'm Queenstown.
Queenstown.
So we're
South
just getting
Island.
snow in there now.
Hey?
We're just getting snow in there now. Like
I was
all
going
the
to
all
say.
the mountains are all covered at the moment.
Yeah, no, mate, I live here in Tasmania and winter has just come around in the last week or two.
Yeah,
So,
that's
uh,
cool.
mate, I used to live in New Zealand. I used to live in Matamata in the Waikato.
Oh, that's cool.
I
Are
lived
you
there,
in
lived there for
Waikato?
3 years. Yeah, I lived there for 3 years. Love the place. So, I mean, how old? You're not that old. How old are you?
34?
34.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. Awesome. So, I hear you're working, you work pretty hard. So what, you work a couple of jobs, do you?
Yeah, so I've got 26 holiday homes,
Yeah,
which
wow.
I go through and service all of them.
Yep.
And then I've got my full-time roofing as well, which is like
Right. So the holiday homes, they're yours or they're you just look after
um
them all?
so we work through like a platform. It's like it's called batch care.
Yep.
And then like so my partner's the one of the Queenstown managers. There's
Okay.
three managers here in Queenstown.
Yeah,
And
cool.
they split it because sometimes it's like too much for one person.
Yeah, it sounds
But
like a
we
lot.
like the busier ones out of the three portfolios.
Right.
It's like yeah, it's pretty crazy, especially with July coming.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the dream? What's the goal? Like why did you join Dream Trips? What are you trying to work towards?
I want to buy a house, here in Queenstown
Yep. Yep.
and just be able to spend more time with my kids. Like that'd be mad.
Yeah. How many kids have you got?
I got three kids.
Yeah, cool. How old are they?
Uh, five, oh, six, 7, and 10.
Yeah, right. Mine are 11, 9, and 6 now.
Oh, cool.
So
It's
pretty
real
similar that way.
cool.
I've got three boys.
Do they all like soccer?
No. They're very they're totally different kids between each one.
Yeah.
No, and what you think you've got worked out for one doesn't work for the other.
Yeah.
Totally relate to that.
It's a bit like that, eh?
Cool, man. So this call is what basically what we call a game planning session.
Yeah.
And the structure of our calls is what we use is called the GROW model.
Yeah.
So GROW, so G stands for goals. R stands for what's the reality. O stands for opportunity, and W stands for like the way forward. So I suppose looking at the month of June and or even next 90 days,
Yeah.
for the next 90 days, what's your big goal? Like what do you want to achieve with Dream Trips?
Just talk to as many people as I can, pretty much.
Yep.
Like you said, it's a numbers game. So the more people you talk to, the more that you can sort of, I don't know, maybe well, you're not quite convincing them, are you?
No, it's relationship building. It's
You
just
try you trying to open their eyes so that they can see that it's not a scam, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. It's,
That's
and
what I'm
when you try to sell something, people run for the hills. And trust me, like
yeah.
I'm the king of trying to sell something and have people run for the hills. Like I really sucked at this game when I first started, and
Yeah.
that's because I tried to sell it. I tried to oversell it. So you've really got to leave with curiosity. Like the first basic skill that we've got to master is piquing people's interest.
Yeah.
And but I just want to come back to your goals. Like I get that you just want to start signing people up, but have you gone through the foundational 10 steps there that Kylie put together? The fast
Yeah.
start? Yep.
Yeah. That was like well, that wasn't the first thing that I done. So when I signed up,
Yep.
I didn't actually get in contact with her for like a day. So
Yep.
I'd already like gone through my emails, I read all of that stuff, and then
Mhm.
went into I learned how to download the rapid funnel, and then
Yep.
I started like training, watching that Mark fella in there.
Yep.
The creator, he's the
Yep.
creator of,
Mark Smith. Yep.
yeah. So I started watching like all of his coaching stuff that was inside there,
Cool.
and yeah, so it's,
Awesome. So you've gone through all the foundational training, the fast start training, the 10 steps.
yeah. And then
Awesome.
like the next day, Kylie came through, and then I done the 10 steps that she sent me as well. So
Great. So you've got a nice solid foundation there.
yeah,
Um,
awesome.
cool. So we've got the ranks. So like the first rank is Traveler 1. So that's when you recruit one person. Traveler
Yeah,
2 is when you recruit two. Three is Traveler 3 is three people. Voyager 500 is when you got four. So that's two on your left and two on your right. So when you got your first 4 people enrolled, they're not also, the next month after they're active and they've kept their membership fees going, so the second month, your membership fee will be waived.
Yeah.
That's always going to be your first goal, right? Is, get your first 4 so you don't have to pay no more. But also, I wouldn't stop there. Like once we had 4 people, now you've got a bit of a system. You understand how it's going and how you can work it. It's just working the numbers. Then you want to get 10 is your next goal. So you just keep going up, right? So like for myself, like my goal for June is I want to hit Sapphire. So Sapphire is I need to get basically about 150 people in my team. I don't have to recruit 150 people, but my team, between myself and my team, needs to be able to have 150 active people paying at least $100 a month to hit that Sapphire level. So that's the game I'm playing. So when you know the game you're playing, you can break down the numbers and work out what your KPIs are. Yeah. So my recommendation for you then is, if your month of June is get your first 4. That'd be a really good goal to work for.
Yeah.
So the reality is let's break those numbers down for you. So that this is the reality, right? So to get 4 people enrolled, working off a 25% conversion rate, you're going to have to share that video with at least 16 people. So share the video, get 16 people to actually watch the video. Now, to get 16 people to watch the video, sorry, my math is open, so I need a calculator.
Because I think I've already showed 16. All 16. Of them said the same thing. They're like, nah.
That's cool. So we'll come back to that. But so it is a numbers game, and these are once you actually start getting your benchmarks and conversions, right?
Yeah.
But to show 16 people, you need to talk to at least 64 people. And that's actually having 64 conversations. So reach out to have 64 conversations, 64 times that by 4. You want to be reaching out to at least, starting 256 conversations.
Yeah.
So if we divide that by 30, your KPI is you need to be reaching out to at least 8 to 9 people a day to start a chat. So we've got the AI bot, which is going to help us to do that. But then, so once you know that your benchmarks, then you can just start working the numbers. Forget the results, just start working the numbers. And then that's where we can, as coaches, myself, Chris and Kylie, you can come to us and say, hey, Jeff, I tried this, it didn't work. What could I have done different? And that's where we can coach you on that and help you to improve. And I understand that you've been in action, and we'll go back through that in a second, but I just wanted to go through that breakdown for you.
Yeah.
So you understand how to goal set. And then, so once you know your goal, it's not about focusing on the goal. It's about focusing on the actions to take the goal. You hit the goal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
So see what I did there? So I hit the goal. Okay, so you need to get 4 people, and I just worked the numbers backwards. So your 256 people is what you need to do for this month. So then break that. So 256, divide that by 30. So 30 days for the month is about, and we're already 3 days into the month. So you probably want to ramp this number up probably by 1. But you need to be talking to a minimum of 8 people a day. So for me to hit my goal, I need to be talking to a minimum of 20 people a day. So actually talking 20 conversations a day. So my conversion rates now are getting better because I've got more experience and I'm working out how to do it better. So, but now for me to have 20 open, engaged conversations a day, I need to be reaching out, connecting with 50 people a day. So see how it's just a numbers game. Whether you're doing 5 people a day or 50 people a day, it's just a numbers game. So what's your big sort of takeaway from that?
I just need to every day just set my Autobot up while I'm at work, come home and just start chatting to everyone it adds.
Yeah. Actually, just work the basics, man. I've tried to work out how to make this work faster and easier, and this is as easy as it gets. It's just it's not easy in such a, like, you've actually got to work it.
Yeah,
but it's simple, right? Like it's just send out a message. Like if I share my screen here at the moment, like, okay, so like today I've got about 5 conversations going already. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
You see these chats like Matt Bailey up? Yeah, can you see that? Yep. So like this straight away. So I only send out a message now to people who actually accept the friend request.
And I see what you're doing.
Say, hey, connecting here, and then just say, basically open up the conversation, get curiosity, and be friendly, right? People want to respond to like friendly people. If you just go, how you going? It's too blunt, too short. like
It's
you'll
not
get
enough.
some responses, but you won't get as many. Like I've worked out, people want to respond to friendly people and positive people. So, like this is how I open up, have a bit of fun, like have a bit of humor with it.
Yeah.
I identify as a professional Facebook friend getter. That's the thing at the moment. Everybody identifies as something. So,
That's a good one.
have a bit of humor with it, have a bit of fun, and put your personality into it, right? You can take that if you want to and copy and paste it, but that's what works for me, right? And you're
Yeah.
working what works for you. So look, straight away, I like you already. Haha. Yeah, very, So conversation started. Now I'll take that and I'll run with it.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
let's look at this one. So this one's a bit, same conversation starter, just change the first name, personalize it.
Hey, when you're using your Autobot, so I read it must have been in a tutorial. Do you have to change like the
Change
message
it
thing?
slightly. Yeah. Yeah, like
Just like a few
so
words?
you don't, because that's the quickest, fastest way to get into Facebook jail is by sending the same message over and over and over again. That's why you put in the segments and change it slightly.
So like the one I've been using, I've got like three different things.
Variations of it. Yeah.
It's like it
So,
just
and what I do in my different areas is I might change that to hey to g'day or hi,
yeah.
or I'll change this to what's happening, or how's your day been, or something like that. Like I won't change too much of it. It's just the slight changes, right?
And you know how it sends out in like four different sections?
Mm-hmm.
Is that because you have written four different pieces
Yeah,
and then
you can create 10 different sections if you want to, or two different sections. It's
because
just
I couldn't like work out how to make the segment and the Autobot work. So I
yeah,
had to write it all out and space it because it just
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
pasting it together. It was coming out real weird.
Yeah. So I had to do the same thing when I first started too. Look, the bot itself is buggy. It's very glitchy. But you just got to work with it. It does help. So anyway, send out the message and look at this one. So hey mate, day's great. Cheers, Cobber. So part of sales is mirroring people. So like being like them. So you want to use their words, their language. So like this guy here, so Cobb. So okay, fantastic, Cobber.
Just jump straight in there.
So what do you do? So now me jumping in, say, okay, works as a full time. Okay. So now I want to be genuinely curious, genuinely interested in the guy. So
Yeah,
he goes, okay, cool, full time work. Okay. Affiliate marketing, how's that going for you? Obviously, AM is slow, da 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 da. And then I start using voicemail messages. So here I've said, I've shared a little bit about me. Okay, yeah, look, I understand that AM is slow. I've been an internet marketer since 2009. I was forced out of the traditional workforce because I had a horse jump on my neck and had to go on a disability pension, yada, 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 yada. I've had a lot of success in the online arena. And but I'm curious, what are your goals for the year? Like, what are your biggest, scary, audacious goals for the year? And so, I'm opening up the conversation. He's obviously replied. This is just before I did that before I hopped on a call with you. Okay. Same thing here. So same conversation starter. Hey, thanks, connecting. Looking forward to getting to know you. Da 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 da. He leaves a voicemail. I left a voicemail back. Same thing, right?
that's cool.
This guy here, he was a bit of a wanker, so I blocked him. But so same conversation starter. All good, mate. Just busy working on the business. Okay, great, cool, awesome. Respect the hustle. Hey, champion. Love to help people where I can. I'm curious about what your goals is. So I've tried a different approach here.
Yeah.
And for this guy, it didn't work. The other guys, it has worked, but this one's just been a bit of a wanker. So, sorry, mate. He just comes back to me. Sorry, mate. Business on track. Got all the tools I need. I haven't even tried to pitch him anything yet.
This guy.
Like, look at this guy. So I've just gone, I didn't even try to pitch anything. All good. Just reaching out to connect. If we could help each other, great. If you're a good fit, awesome. But hey, all good. I can be blunt too. Have a great day. Basically, fuck off. He's come back with me trying to promote his thing to me now. So I don't fuck around. I just go, hey, mate, have a great day. Bye. And I
I've
blocked him.
had heaps of people try this one on me as well.
Yeah, man, don't fuck around. Don't waste time on them. You can't look. I've tried to spin them around and turn them and do all that sort of shit. It's a waste of time.
It doesn't work, eh?
Don't work, mate. If you want to be genuinely curious, and if people are genuinely curious back to you, then you can get it. But if they're just going to straight into pitching you without trying to build any rapport, just cut it off at the knees and see you
You
later.
already know they're angling the same way as you, eh?
Yeah, like look at this one here. So this one here I've actually shared the video with. Now this one here started off a little bit, I'm not going to get anywhere with it, but I turned it around. So I actually had chatted with this person another day, and I actually didn't realize I did, but when I did a search, I had. So she's actually started another account because she got hacked for whatever reason. So I empathize with that. So sorry to hear that. That's frustrating. Good on you for focusing on a solution though to turn around. Whilst I've got you, I'm curious. What are your goals? How can I help? What's missing for you? How do you achieve these goals? Just reading me. I love my company I'm in. So okay, she hasn't really answered my questions here.
Yeah.
But I thought, okay, right. But she's opened the door for me. Okay, cool. What company are you in? So say once again, genuinely interested, curious, never heard of them. What do they do? Been in the industry 13 years, find everything on my own list. Okay, so she still hasn't answered my question really. Very cool. Been in the game. So I relate. And if you know, be transparent. You just say, hey, I'm just new to the game, whatever. Yeah, so you use you. But I was just say I finally found my home after 18 months. But I come back. She has answered my question here this time. So supplement healing. Okay, cool. Great. So what do you do? See, she's opened the question now. I haven't had to go anywhere with it. She's opened the door. So I've gone here. My superpower is, helping with dads, yada, yada, yada. I'm with DreamTrips. Have you heard of them? Great. Nope. She's still not, she's a woman. She's not necessarily my target market, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If people ask, they say, I'm not a dad, then you can say, well, okay, well, I am in my attraction marketing, I coach people in this is the best way to market to people on social media is to find your tribe and serve them. But that doesn't mean I can't serve anybody. It's just I'm working on ways to my attraction marketing.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is called action marketing, and it's actually in action. So anyhow, by the way, this has all been recorded for you. So she's gone, cool, great, nope. And I go, okay, cool. Well, it's a travel club. We help people save our money. Do you love to travel? Somewhere, but busy a few times a year. Once again, empathize, relate. Busy's good, but we all need to have our lives, more life in our lives. That's why we work so hard, is it not? Would you be open to learning how to save big on travel? It's not busy work. It's busy with kids. We have 8. I'm like, oh, wow. Welcome to send info, but I'm not open to a business, but customer maybe. Okay, cool. So that's what I connect with. Yeah, awesome. Our club has great deals for customers, especially large families. Like we have a family of 3 kids. That's why we joined. Let me go get the video for you. Thank you. Here you go. Okay. Now I don't know. Let's see if she's watched it.
So it's like sort of relating to everything that they say and using.
Relate to them, empathize with them, ask another question. Right? Always end with another question. It's a two-way conversation, right? So it's just like how you would have a chat with your best mate down the pub. And conversations go in different directions, right? They can go in all, you can start talking about all different forms of things. But it's the person who asked the question is the person who leads the conversation. Okay, so she hasn't watched the video yet. So I'll leave that now. Until she watches the video. Now, if she hasn't watched the video in 2 days, I'll follow up with her. I'll go, hey, Kelly, how's things? Hey, did you watch the video yet? But if she has watched the video in the next 24 hours or whatever, I'll reach out to her and I'll go, hey, I noticed that you watched the video. What did you like best? Was it the travel club, the business opportunity, or both? And then I'll have a conversation around that. And that's at that point when I start asking questions at that point, that's when you want to get them into a 3-way chat with myself, Chris, or Kylie. You choose who's the best person to connect with and just say, okay, cool. Well, I've only just joined this club a week ago. What I'll do for you is I'll get one of our leaders who's got all the answers to your questions, and then you basically edify the leader. So whoever you're introducing, and then you introduce the person to the leader, and then let the leader just take over for you and do all your hard work. They'll answer all the questions. So all your job right now is to master piquing people's interest and warming the lead up. So, qualifying them, getting them to watch the video, and then bring them on to us. We'll do the work for you.
And you do the home run, eh?
Yeah. Well, that's really the hard work because that's when people started doing the hard answering the questions and objection handling and all that sort of jazz. So
yeah.
So look, you just got to get master at building relationships, piquing people's interest, and then just qualifying people. So it's not that hard. The best way to do it, to learn how to do it, is go and talk to 500 people as quickly as you can. So that's the reality. Yeah. So what did you pick up from that?
It's sort of like I watched how you were conversating. So it's like pretty much you're letting them lead the conversation. From what I gather, you want them to lead it. You want them to ask what you're doing. You don't want to come out with it and just tell them,
But
because
you want them to get curious about you, because
yeah,
it's the law of reciprocity. So if I'm curious about you and genuinely curious, your natural response to me is to be genuinely curious about me.
yeah,
I let them open the doors, but I ask the right questions to get them to open the doors.
that's what I was noticing. It's the
So
way walking.
the structure of a ground, he's used this structure if you want to. It's a really cool tool to learn to master this conversation starter. So you start with a conversation starter. Then when they engage, you can just go simply, okay, cool. So, hey, I noticed that you're from Queenstown in New Zealand. I live here in Launceston, Tasmania. Hey, I'm curious, how long have you been there for? So you want to ask questions around L for locations. So, or if you don't know where they live, just simply ask them, hey, I'm curious, where do you live? Where are you located? So L for location. And then O for occupation. So have a bit of conversation around occupation. So what do you do? You know, like if you go back through, you notice that's what I did here. So if I go back to that conversation here.
Because I had one person from Aussie. She was like keen as on travel,
What do you do?
everything. The conversation was good.
Yeah.
She watched the video, like said that she was keen, and then just started ghosting. I was like, hey, what are you doing? So I
Yeah,
got
okay.
back the next
No,
day.
so this is where you want to get relentless in your follow-up. I follow up for 6 months. I'll follow up nearly every week for 6 months until either people tell me to piss off or they say, yeah, it's ready to go. It's time. It's the right time. So I'm not attached to the result at all.
Yeah,
And you honest, mate, I don't care about if people are pissed off with me or all. It's just you take me for who I am.
yeah.
If you want to run, let's run. If not, see you later. Like I don't like these people who ghost me and sit on the fence and all that sort of thing. So, but I'm not responsible to what they do.
Yeah.
My job is to be responsible to check in with them, to follow them up. And
Right.
I just genuinely say to them, look, hey, I'm following up with you today because I truly do care. Like I'm relentless in it, and I'm truly do care about you. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. So this is your opportunity to, to explore something new, and bring it back to, sometimes you got to bring it back to what their goals are, what their why is, like, what's their big thing, did they want to save travel? Did they want to get paid to travel? And that's why we have this conversation initially, so we can bring it back to their pain, because you're looking for their pain points. Straight away when I had a conversation with you, like I opened up and built a bit of rapport with you, right? I got to know you. I got to figure out what your goals are and get know about your family. And my first question, one of my first questions was, what's your goal? You want to buy a house, right? So
Yeah.
now that I know that, when times get tough when you're building this business, I can bring you back present to that. So
Yeah.
it's like, hey, remember that goal that you want to achieve? Well, this is a really good opportunity to help you do that. You've just got to keep working the numbers, mate.
Especially because I'm actually like real close to it as well. So
Yeah. It's
if I
it's
can
your
get
goal.
this
You said it,
going,
right? And that's the key. That's the key to sales. If I say it, it's selling you. But if they say it, then it's theirs. They've taken responsibility and ownership of it, right?
yeah,
It's getting to them to take ownership and say it. So coming back to just a conversation starter. So L for location, O for occupation, R for recreation. Like if I'm struggling to open up a conversation, I still don't feel like I've got enough rapport, then I'll ask, hey, what are you interested in? Like, what are your hobbies? What are your interests? Or like, what do you do in your spare time? And so, because if I haven't found anything to connect with yet, then I ask that question. So I love to go deep sea fishing. I love to go camping. I love to go traveling. There you go. Now I've just said traveling, and then you could pivot and go, hey, cool. I see you love to travel. Would you be open to learning how you could save on travel? Now you've piqued my interest, and oh yeah, I'd like to know more about that. Cool. I've got a 5-minute video I can show you that gives you all the information to show you how this works. Is it okay if I share it with you? Would you be open to checking it out? So it's always invitational style. It's not pushy. It's always, would you be open? Would you
yeah,
like to check it out? Would you be curious? Would you be interested? So always ask, never push it on, never, spam. That's spamming, like when you push it on people. And say, because I could say, hey, I love travel. And you could just jump in and say, hey, that's awesome that you love travel. I've got a great way that you can save on travel. Here's a video. Go watch it. How? Yeah, but that by me doing that, I've
Some
just pushed it onto you, and and that's how you get people to run away. Right, but asking them to take ownership of it, then they can come back to you and say, "Yeah, I'd love to know more." So, and the other one there is so it's the Lord principle I use. So L for location, O for occupation, R for recreation, D for dreams and goals. So Lord. So use that as a great conversation starter. And yeah, just go out there and have 500 conversations as fast as possible, whether it takes you a month or two or whatever that takes. Like I understand that you're a busy guy and you've got other things in the background and going on and all that. So if you can only do an hour a day, you do an hour a day. If you can only do, for me, like I've gone all in on this. This is my full-time job. This is what I do all day, every day. So to have 50 conversations a day,
I want to get all this other stuff that's on the back and be able to just sit at home and actually just do this.
Yeah, and look, and I'm going to go hard for this for probably the next 6 to 10 months. But by doing 6 to 10 months going hard at it, I'll set myself up and then I'll have residual income, 10K a month easy coming in, and then I can back off and I can just, start going on holidays every month.
So like how many people would you have to bring in
to get 10K a month?
Or to even make 2K a month? How many people would you have to have?
Let's break the math down. So 1,000 people is roughly 10K a month. So 1,000 people in your team. So 2K a month, you're looking at probably 200 people in your team. So that's basically, that's what I'm aiming for. So myself, I'm aiming for about 2K a month for this next month. And away we go from there.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just a numbers game, man. And you just have fun with it. Like, just enjoy it. Like, don't be attached to the result. The results will happen.
Nah, never get attached to it.
Just have fun. Like, yeah, like I've had some really crazy conversations. Like one of my opening conversations is, I hope that you've had an awesome sauce day. If not, let me know who I have to have a word with. I had one chick come back to me and said, "Oh, look, I've got my period today. Can you have a word with my uterus?" I've gone, what? So, like, you meet some really interesting characters. You just have fun with it, man. And it really is a numbers game. What I'm doing here is very much it's cold prospecting. Yeah. So the conversions are, like I've got my conversions up to around about 25%, 40%. But when I first started, I was probably around 5-10%.
Whoa.
So you just don't worry about the numbers. Like, I understand that you might have spoken to 100 people already. Like, I probably spoke to a couple.
Over that.
I probably spoke to about a couple of hundred before I got my first one. But each person that says no to you, each person that ghosts you, just keep going. There's just one person closer to that yes.
I think it must be like the way that I'm approaching them when I talk to them, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
probably. So try different things.
Yeah. Well, that's what I noticed, like when I was watching the way that you were talking. Like,
yep.
It's just the way you conversate, hey?
Yep.
And like really having interest in them, and yeah,
it's the cliche saying, people won't care about what you have until they know that you care about them. They're genuinely interested in them. Yeah. And that's that is so true. And this whole experience this last 3 months has really highlighted that for me. And like, because my first opening question, before I did this $1 promotion come along, when I first started this, was, "Hey, how you going? Do you love to travel?" That's how I started with conversations. And most, maybe got probably 1 out of 50 people said, "Yeah, I love to travel," but they could see me coming a mile away, right? They could, start. Do you love to travel? They see you coming a mile away. So by being genuinely interested, being genuinely curious about them, and I'm looking for, the doors that they open up for me. By asking the right questions, I can start to, get creative in how I get that happening. And that's where you have fun with it. It's just a game. And each time I have a conversation with someone, I just always reflect back and I go, okay, cool. All right, that worked. What worked for me? What can I continue to do next time and keep that going? Or, fuck, that didn't work. What did I do? What could have I done better if I did that over again? What could I have done different? How could I have improved on that? So I'm continuously debriefing myself and tweaking, adjusting. So, and you'll have runs like this last 6-7 weeks. I've had runs. Like 20 in a week, and then I won't put anything for 5 days, and then I'll go and put another 10 in, and then I won't put anything for another 5 days or 6 days or whatever. So it's really up and down. There is no sort of like, there was some consistency there at one stage before I started getting Facebook jail. I was probably putting in about 3 a day consistently, but then I ended up, I went too hard too fast, and then I ended up getting in Facebook jail. And they basically just locked me down. I couldn't send any messages.
Oh,
So there is that trap to fall into. But I've worked out now that if I send 10 messages here and then have a break, and then send another 10 messages there and have a break, and make it a little bit more organic, it's not so like 50 messages all in one hit, then you sort of stay out of Facebook jail.
so is it, if you're sending too many messages through your messenger, they Facebook jail you?
Yeah. So there's 2 things that happened to me. They've stopped me from sending friend requests, like stop me from adding people. And then there's a little red notification up, just comes up, message not sent, message not sent, message not sent. And so they basically block you down. And the longest I've been blocked is 3 days. So that's when I've basically taken this, what I'm doing now, and gone to LinkedIn and started doing on LinkedIn. So I haven't got too many good results there on LinkedIn yet, but I basically, I've got to build the momentum up again too. And that's the other thing too, man, is if you just consistently do this for a month, the second month you do this, you'll start seeing some decent results, because it's about building that momentum up. And then that's all about the action marketing side of it. And then there's the attraction marketing too. So there's the content that you put up on your socials and stuff. They both work hand in hand. Before I just focused on attraction marketing before, and tried to get that working for me. And I got some engagement, nothing like I've got going right now, because all these new people that I'm reaching out to, I'm being friendly with them, I'm engaging with them. They're generally interested in wanting to support me and help me out. So now they're engaging on my content as well. And that I'm also picking up conversations through that. So like, I'll show you one post that I've got going at the moment. Now, this has only started working for me in the last probably month, but it's because I'm consistent in, day out, that I've started to get, get these sort of attraction marketing results happening. And it's the same with Kylie, right? Kylie gets the similar results happening because she's been consistent day in, day out for 8 years. So like, what I'm doing here is minuscule to what Kylie's doing, but that's the key to it, right? It's consistency, just being consistent. Like you see here, like I'm posting like 6 times a day, but that's, once again, I'm doing this all day, every day.
Because that's what matters as well, making sure that you post at least every day, eh?
At least once a day, like put one post up a day at a bare minimum. And like, here's, so straight away, like, okay, like, announcement post, really? Wowza. The promotion's gone for $1 to join the Amazing Travel Club. Sticky around for June. Want to know how to save big on travel? Just hit me up. Now, anybody who's liked this post, all these people, I've then gone ahead and then left a comment, right? Because it's about social. It's called social media. We need to be social.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mary, for the like. Would you like more information? Yes, indeed. Awesome. Send a conversation, send a video. Hey, Patrick, would you like more information? Guessing the thumbs up is a yes. So reached out, sent him up. Stephen Greer, no comment back to come back to me. John Lawrence, heck yes. Okay, cool. Send him a video. Now, obviously, you're going to get some of your team start supporting you as well. So Zayden's a part of the team, Emma's part of the team, Guy's part of the team. So I just comment and I leave it in there, being social. Mark, he's not. He's another prospect. Cool. No harm in, he said no. No harm in asking. All good. Richard Bija, like, okay, here's another one. Away you go. Now, Richard Bija, I can show you here. He watched the video last night. I click on his account here. You can see he's watched the video twice. And now I'm actually, so here he watched it at 9:35 and then 10:30. So now when I go back here.
So that's how, yeah.
So now here I've gone back and I've gone asked him a question. So he's watched the video. Good morning. I noticed you watched the video. What did you like best? Was it the travel club, the business opportunity, or both? He hasn't seen any of that yet, so I'll wait for him to come up. If he doesn't see that in a couple of days, I'll follow that up. But that's where I start getting 3 enrollments, 4 enrollments a day, is because I'm consistently doing this. It's about following the numbers.
Which is just keep going back to follow up, like if they're not looking at it, right?
You got it. Now, there is follow-up. Talking about follow-up, if you go to the 10K group.
Your time and thank you for watching. I know there's.
So that's Trish. She's part of our team too. If you go to the 10K group, If you go to the search icon here and just type in follow-up, Kylie's put some follow-up scripts here for you. So follow-up one, how are you? Curious, did you see the video? Still crickets? 2 or 3 days later, send that message. 2 or 3 days later, send that message. And then if you still haven't heard it, so like some people I followed up for 7 months before they got on board. So like what I do is if after they've sent those 3 messages, then every time we've got a new promotion, every time we've got a new dream trip, every time I've just up ranked or a new announcement or something like that, I reach out to those people. Yeah. I go, hey, look, I'm just keeping you in touch and keeping you in the loop. This is what's happening on Dream Trips. There's a lot happening, right now. Our dollar promotions continue on for June. Can you believe it? Ask a question. Would you like more information? So just be relentless in your follow up, and then that's when you get that the fortune is in the follow up, and that's where you get your numbers. Yeah, I mean, so look. That's probably, I say, we've gone through the growth structure. We've gone through goals. What's the opportunity? We break down the numbers for you. Focus on the reality. Give you some coaching. But your way forward is just go focus on talking to 8 people a day.
Yeah.
All right. How are you feeling about that?
Should be pretty easy, surely.
Yeah. It's just people fall over and give up on this because they give up too soon. They quit too soon, right? They just don't, or they say they're done and talking and reaching out to people, and they haven't. So,
I've talked to 100 people. There's millions of people out there. Like someone's going to listen to me.
There's 9 billion people in this world. Everybody loves to travel, right? And it's my true belief. Everybody loves to travel. There are 2 reasons why they don't. Or if they said they don't like travel, this normally comes down to a deep reason. There's 2 reasons why they don't. They don't have time. They're too busy. They're too time poor because they don't have time. Well, if you don't have time to travel, then you seriously need to look at your life because you're working your bloody yourself into a graveyard too early. So what's the point of what's the point of all the work? And I pull people up with them. I get blunt with them. Have a bit of posture. And at the end of the day, you piss a stranger off and they don't want to talk to you. Who cares? Like, you're not going to see them down the street. Like, whatever, move on.
If they block us, who cares?
Whatever, yeah. So, two reasons they can't travel: time and money. For myself, it was money. Like a family of 5, it gets bloody expensive to go traveling.
Oh, yeah.
And that's well. So
McDonald's is expensive.
We knew that going on adventures and having holidays with our kids is something that we wanted to do. So we went camping. We went camping all around Tasmania for the last 6 years.
Oh, that's cool.
And we go camping 4 or 5 times a year. So and I've got a pretty awesome camp set up. I've spent probably $15,000 on my camp setup. We can go camping for 2 months if we want to.
Wow.
But when this travel club come around, it's like, well, hang on. Our dream was always to travel. So now we can, spend the same sort of money what we spend camping, but we can go traveling instead.
Yeah.
Brainer, right? So it's figuring out what the idea is figuring out what their pain is, what their problem is, and then matching up the product to suit their solution, problem solving. All marketing ever is highlighting what their Sucksville looks like for them and how you can lead them to Awesome Town. Doesn't matter whether we're selling ice to an Eskimo or whether you're selling a travel club or you're selling bloody plumbing, indoor plumbing. It's all transformation. You're taking someone from a point A, which is a problem, which is Sucksville. You're taking them to point B, which is the solution and the high life, the dream life. So all your marketing needs to do is basically highlight that, right? And there's several ways that you can do that. So you'll see on my social media that my audience is workaholic dads who want to be home more with their kids and be dadpreneurs and find a better way to provide for their families so that they can be home, be present, and be the fun holiday dad. And I love being a dad. I love my dad jokes. So all my social media, you'll see 2 or 3 dad jokes a day up on there. And then you'll see 2 or 3 value add quotes, like one-liner quotes. And then once a week or twice a week, you'll see little training videos on how to do this business. And And then you'll see a couple of promotional videos posted, you know, dear workaholic dad, is this your life? Blah, blah, blah. You know, would you like this? So essentially, man, copy, like if that's your audience, if you want to, you know, help me, you know, help serve that audience, there's more than big enough pie for everybody, go for it. You know, being a dad yourself, I highly recommend that you basically just imitate, but personalize it. So essentially, like we have in social media marketing, one of the trainings we give everybody is it's what we call case theory, copy and steal everything. And that's all I've ever done. And I'll show you here.
The key to
it. I'll give you a little bit more training here and we'll wrap this up. But so copy and steal everything. So that's all I've ever done, right? So if I go to my profile here, and I'll show you a few examples. So I go through social media and I go, oh shit, I love that. I'll save that, save that, save that. So how you can save a post is you click on that ... and you go save. And so I go here and I go see all, and then I come down here and I go to saved. And you'll see all this content here that I've saved in the past, right?
Oh,
So now if I look at, here we go, here's one here. Right.
I don't love you anymore.
So I don't care about the video so much because I'm not going to, you know, steal the video and replicate the video. But here's what I want is the copy, right? So this message is for high-performing fathers who are struggling, fathers who are chronically stressed, provided for their families. You know, so my ideal audience, right?
Yeah.
But he's selling some sort of weight loss management coaching package or whatever, right? So what I do is I take that as inspiration, and then I adjust it, I copy it, and then
those are the words you hear when you're married.
Yeah, so I copy it and then I change it to suit. So if I show you, sorry, just bear with me. It's probably going to be about 30 or 40 posts down.
No, that's all good. This is clever as, honestly.
So, and this is what I recommend that you do. Like, just follow Kylie, follow me. Like, we're probably like I've got since 2009. I've been doing this. Okay, here's not the exact same. I'll try and find the exact same post I did.
No, because I seen Kylie post something, and then I copied it. I tweaked it a bit, sent it to her. I was like, "Is it okay if I'm using this?"
Yeah.
She said, "Honestly, use whatever you want. Do what you have to it." I was like, "Oh, cool." She's like, "Totally use it."
Yeah, and that's what we teach everybody to do, mate. We just to play the Facebook algorithm game is you can't just copy and paste and use it, right? Because there's two reasons to that. Facebook hate it, and they'll penalize both of us. Yeah. And you know, basically what they do is they stop our reach. They shadow ban you, and the other thing is it's not authentic. It's not you. So you want to make sure that you're being authentic. Yeah.
Does that mean that everyone stops seeing you in that? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is.
Like, it's real weird. Like, my account that I have now, it makes me want to start a new account, because I used to get like mad love on my account and everything. Everyone would like everything. And now all of a sudden it's like no one even goes there. It's real weird. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't start a new account. I'd just start adding new friends. That's a good way to sort of revitalize it.
Yeah.
I had a similar thing going on before I started all this.
But then I posted like an anxiety thing the other day and then got 20 likes. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's funny. Facebook loves to highlight anything with a rant or a bitch or a moan, or you know, because that's what gets engagement, right? You look at the news, look at the media and the news, like everything's negative shit. Here we go. So I just grab it. I got a picture there, you know, hardworking father.
Yeah.
And here we go. So it's not the exact same post, but it's from the same company. If you're a hardworking husband and father, like pretty much all of this here was their words. Like, and then we got resigning cracks of your marriage. So we're basically still there. And then it gets down here, working a huge cost. Our husbands deserve better. Gone are the days. And then I go, okay, hi, I'm Jeff Ross. And now here's my words. So I've basically taken their post and adjusted it.
That's awesome.
And yeah,
cool.
so it's not that one. Some of them actually boosted it. And like I've got like 200 or 300 engagement on it, right?
So how do you? It's bad to boost your post. So is it? Or
No,
like,
like you do,
is
you
it?
want to. That's an old thing on business pages, but I'm on a professional profile, so you can boost professional profiles.
Yeah, no, mine's professional as well. But like, if I
Yeah, so
boost it,
no,
is
no,
it bad to boost it or?
no, look at this, 390 odd likes. Well, look at all these comments, right? So 309. But what I want here is now I've just brought all my ideal target market to me.
Yeah.
So because I targeted that post to suit dads. Like I've gone in, parents with kids and then just males, so with dads, right?
Yeah.
And only in Australia, America, New Zealand, yeah, yada, yada, yada. So that post is designed to speak directly to the heart of the workaholic dad. Like
Yeah.
highlight the fuck out of the pain, right? And then so you can see like that's Sucksville. Here's what Awesome Town looks like, and lead. So our job is to show them the way out, give them the way out. But it's so I'm not nothing there mentioned about travel, by the way. And passive income, yeah, online income, maybe just a slight hint of it, but it's all about creating curiosity.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll grab that link. I'll just put that in our chat here for you.
They're gonna ask you, no, you can just wait. No. Go ask your brother. They can read. Go ask your brothers. Go on.
No, my brothers are not here. Only this one.
Yeah, go ask Kazal. He can read.
Yeah. So what I do here now is all these people here. So this has actually been boosted. I spent probably about $20 on it. And now I'm actually out of Facebook jail. So I can come back here and do this. I can just add friend. Okay, can't send that one. Add friend. Cool, can't send that one. So
How come it won't let you send?
because they're it's because of their privacy settings on their end. So don't do this too often though. This is a really good way to end up in Facebook jail.
So are you still in Facebook jail?
No, there you go. Send one. Normally, if you find ones that have got mutual friends, you can send them. There you go. So the reason that we can't is because they've set their privacy settings up really high on their end. There's nothing you can do about it. But you don't want to do it too much. You can get them to invite you. That's sort of like following you. Yeah, so the idea though is you probably just want to come here and so I basically just brought all my people to me. And I'll send about 5 or 10 friend requests at a time. And then because I've done this a lot now, I could probably only do 10 at a time. Facebook blocks me down pretty quickly.
Oh,
So
it's hard out, eh?
yeah. There you go. There's another one. Another one. Normally, so 360 people there. So go to the likes one, and you're wanting to find ones with mutual friends first. Like they're the real easy ones, because Facebook sees you're connected in between mutual friends. But what I'm wanting to do then is these guys who sort of accept that friend request is I reach out to them. Now you can set your bot up to do this as well. So this is showing exactly what I do manually.
Yeah.
But the bot will do this as well.
Because I've been having like the bot does stuff, but then I don't know. Sometimes it's like it's not actually adding people.
No, it's said the bot's glitchy. So what you got to do with the bot is you've got to come to Google Chrome extensions. You go to manage extensions, and then I reckon about once a day, every day when I start, I hit this update, and that seems to be the solution to make sure the bot works properly. It's just updating and everything, updating all these extensions. So
do you use all of like the Genius things?
Yeah, I've got the big package, the $200 package.
Is it worth it? Like,
that's why I got it, to see if it was worth it, to see if it, do the test for everybody else. Look, the scheduler tool is pretty cool. Yeah, look, I would say it's worth it. Am I using it to its value? Probably not, because I've been on Facebook jail so many times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away to get out of that. But the only way for me to get out of Facebook jail is basically to hop off for a week and not do anything and let it slow down. I haven't got the resources or the space to really do that.
Yeah.
So, but it'll end up happening on Facebook. Every time I get locked into Facebook jail, they seem to put me in for longer and longer. I've heard people getting 30 days, 30-day bans.
Yeah, my longest is 2.
So there you go. That's another request. So okay, look, I'm getting too many of them, so I'll stop now. But then I'll come back in an hour's time and I'll send a few more. Because then once I've got, now basically I brought my ideal people to me, I'm not going to have to go find them. That's what ads do.
Yeah.
I can now go here to settings, activity log, added friends. And then anybody here that send a friend request, I can just open them up and then send a message manually. And this is before we had the bot. This is how I was doing it. Yeah. So Renee. Okay. So cool. Send a message. There you go. I've already sent one. So yeah. There you go. Mate, and it's just that's what Shush is doing. You know, the guy in the UK who's one of the leaders. This is what Kylie's doing. This is what Chris is doing. This is what all of us leaders are doing, mate. We're just doing massive numbers.
Yeah.
So
That's the way to get up there.
you got it. All right, mate. I'll leave you with that. Once this is recorded, I'll put it up on YouTube for you and I'll send it through to you.
Sweet. Thank you.
You got any questions for me? Anything you want to ask before we go?
I'm just gonna have to say.
I look forward to seeing you rise for the ranks, man. And a 20-second wrap up. What's been your biggest highlight? What's been your biggest learning? You know, what's going to be your action steps taken from this?
Would be how to approach them, how to talk to them, and how to target them. It's like the way that you're targeting people, like how you'll post, like you're pretty much looking for people like me. We work like crazy and we we need a way out because it's just draining. Like the 14-hour days and stuff, it's not ideal.
Yeah, man. I've got two sides of the coin, right? Like my father was a truck driver. I never saw him. So I understand as a child the impact that has of having a workaholic father. And look, I've been guilty of being that workaholic father myself. You know, I understand at times that, I go pretty hard at things and kids get neglected. And this is why we're working so bloody hard, isn't it? To provide for our kids and give them a good life. Well, if we don't give them the good life along the way, what's the fucking point?
Literally.
So, and it's just having some posture about it, calling people out. Just be authentically you. And, I know a guy in New Zealand who's really doing this really well. His name's, I can't think his name. His nickname's Uploader. And he's really like a really Maori, really Islander. And he's just reaching out, he's just being authentically him and reaching out to all the island and all the Maori crew. And, he's going great guns with it.
Killing it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like there's a big enough world out there for all of us. And this is, we're in business for ourselves, but we're not in business by ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. And the great thing about this is like, look, I encourage you to do it this way now, because this is the way that's working for a majority of the people. But once you get it working for you, then you can start tweaking, adjusting, and trying to find your way. You might find a better way. But I encourage you to learn the basics first, because it's called network marketing, and a lot of people forget the whole network part of it. And network really is relationships.
Heaps of people.
Yeah, it's relationships. It's building your network. Build relationships. So just treat it like, go back to your dating days. Treat it like dating.
Yeah, that was real bad when I was young.
So was I, man. I got so many slaps in the face.
I think I remember mates, we had this one. It's so bad. You so shouldn't do this. But we used to just walk up to them and just be like, does this feel weird? You just grab them and they're like, they're either into it or you're going to get a good one, eh?
Yeah, and look, that's a perfect analogy. This is exactly like that's what it's like, right? You're going to get someone who says yes to you and you're going to get a lot of no's.
Another one would say is, you'd just be dancing away, eh? You see this girl, you'd be like, want to go halves and a baby? And they'd be like, oh yeah, let's go, eh?
Yeah. This really is just like that, man. Have fun with it. And you'll find your way. Just the more conversations you have, that's why I say go have 500 as fast as you can. Because look, I learned how to ride horses at a very young age. And an old bushman used to say to me that, mate, you don't know how to ride a horse until you've fallen off 100 times. So learn how to fall off, and then you learn how to master horse riding.
Well, there's
It's
just that because then
It's
every
exactly the
hour-
same, right? Go and talk to 500 people,
Yeah.
even get 500 no's. By doing that, you're going to learn how to adjust it and get better.
Yeah.
All right, man. I've given you all the foundational stuff that you need. Go far, and look forward to seeing you smash it.
Have a nice night. Thank you.
All right, mate. Catch you later.
Cheer, bro.